Oh, shoot! Oh, we in there!
Oh, it's
10 seconds! It's happening! I've waited... How many days? I don't know. I've waited for this moment. Here we go.
Oh, shoot.
Blast it. Oh, we got a trailer right off the bat, just like the old days.
What follows light and shadow is silence.
Feet pics.
And silence breaks.
Oh, no!
I am summoning
What's good,
you
Orin?
as a new age begins.
Oh?
I see sapient life.
Oh, we're leaving the
turn to
tower.
each other. They
That looks so
remember how
good.
to look to the stars.
Oh!
They remember curiosity.
Dude, the visuals are so good.
They remember how to thrive.
Oh, we're... Oh.
But
Oh.
have
We're
forgotten.
out of here.
They forgot we were here long before the traveler.
Oh.
They forgot that they need us.
Dude, this destination looks so cool.
But they are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else.
What? What? Oh, shoot, she's turning back. Oh my god. Oh my god, Orin is back. What?
Okay.
Wait, she just turned back.
My will is my own.
What the crap?
Wait, so Orin is no... I did not expect that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome.
Wait, so she was a
to Bungie
prisoner.
HQ in beautiful Bellevue, Washington. We have got an amazing stream
Whoa, that's
lined up for you
crazy.
to tell you a little bit about the Edge of Fate and the future of Destiny 2 as well. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As always, I am joined by some of my amazing colleagues here at Bungie to share some of the finer details of the stuff that we're going to be getting into today. So I thought we'd go ahead and get into it so we can show you what we got. Starting first with this gentleman on my right and to your left is someone that you've probably seen if you've tuned into our streams before or Vidocs, the one and only Mr. Robbie Stevens, assistant
Robbie!
here at Bungie. How you doing?
Robbie?
I'm doing great, Andy. It's always a pleasure to spend a day with you.
Yeah, it's been a nice time, honestly, hasn't it? Well,
always.
to that end as well, for anyone that doesn't get to hang out as much as we do, can you tell everyone at home a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, sure. So I'm one of the creative and game directors for the game. So that means like I'm a vision holder and I work across the entire Destiny team with people like Allison and Dylan on the couch here to chart a new course for Destiny and a new future for the game. And just incredibly excited to be sharing with everyone today of what we've been up to.
Yeah, can't wait. We've got a big show ahead, so thank you for being here.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, as we move, pardon me, right on down the line, someone who again has also had the good opportunity to join us on these streams as well, and is now firing some finger guns like a pro. Destiny's narrative director, the one and only Allison Lures. Allison,
Hello.
how's it going?
It's going so good. I'm here on a couch and I get to yell about Destiny with you. So
Not
it's a
bad
good day.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take that anytime I can. Well,
Same.
for anyone who also hasn't had a chance to yell on couches about Destiny with us or hasn't joined us in the past, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Allison. I'm the narrative director for Destiny 2, and so that means
That's
it's the
the
job
goat
of
right
me
there.
and my team to make you laugh and make you cry and make you go, whoa, I totally forgot about this thing from 8 years ago. How did they remember? It's because we're good at our jobs.
It's true.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
As someone who gets to sit
Yeah,
in on the
you
writers'
are pretty
rooms,
good
I
at
can
your
definitely
jobs.
confirm that. So thank you
look
for being
happy
here.
you did.
So much fun. No, seriously, thank you so much. And of course, as we move right on down the line, the gentleman there at the very end of the couch, someone who is a friend to all Guardians,
DMG!
known far and wide, a member of the Destiny Global Comms team here at Bungie, Mr. Dylan Gaffner. How's it going, Dylan?
It's going well. How are you, Andy?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for
Got to make sure to ask every time.
I appreciate it. I need all the help I can get. Well,
So
to
wholesome.
anyone out there who may not have accosted you on the wild world of social media or is just somehow meeting you for the first time, do you mind telling us about what you do here at Bungie?
My name is Dylan Gaffner, formerly community team, where we would go out, collect your feedback, translate it to the dev team, and then bring their information back to you, kind of be that middleman. Now I'm on Global Comms, so I'm going to be in more of like a puzzle piece organization stage of what do we talk about, when do we talk about it, why do we talk about it, and then just making sure we get the information out to all players.
Yeah, Well, we all appreciate it. Thank you for always being the voice of the player inside our hallowed halls. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Well, now that we've kind of got the intros out of the way, let's talk about our new saga. Robbie,
Yes.
let's just start with you.
Let's talk about it,
What's up next in
please.
Destiny, and where are we exploring?
Yeah, so our first expansion this year, The Edge of Fate, is the
The
start
Fate
of a
Saga.
brand new multi-year saga called the Fate Saga.
Oh!
And so we want to tell a story about something older, about the nature of fate itself. Are we bound by
They
it?
named the
Can
saga.
we fight it? Because before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system, there was already space magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so ultimately, this is a story that we're going to explore one of Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
You're talking about the 9, aren't you?
Who
Yeah.
told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
guess?
Yeah.
Lift you off.
We did such a good job with this secret.
Really buried that lead, didn't we? Yeah.
Just a little bit.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who and maybe more appropriately, what are the 9?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description possible, the 9 are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way, 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 way longer than the Traveler. We can think of them as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies in Sol. So that's each of our 8 planets plus the sun. Sorry, Pluto.
It's messed up.
Didn't
The
make the
sun?
cut. I don't make the rules. Yeah, there you go. But the important thing to know about them is that this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system.
I did
for the
not know
next,
that, chat.
Saga. We
I
wanna
thought Pluto
ask
was
questions about our home
the
that
last
we've never
one.
asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the 9, obviously, Eagle-Eyed Guardians have been able to spot references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the 9 really ranges from like Star Horse infinitely neighing to the 9 doing genuinely awful, awful things in our lore. And so the important thing to know about them is that the 9 are individuals. This isn't a collective. It's not like a hive mind. Each of them are kind of their own being, their own person in the loose definition of a person. They have different wants and desires. They can ally with different members and fight with different members too. In the words of one of our characters really early on, there are aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the 9 are qualified as.
Fair enough. All right, so beings of obviously immense power, something that the Guardians have gone toe-to-toe with in the past. We've even faced off against the very embodiment of the darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about, because ultimately the 9 seek to free themselves at no matter the cost to humanity. And because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not bound by the same rules that we are, that we've really experienced before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many of them, are ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really care or think about beyond, achieving their ultimate goals. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, for the last 10 years, Guardians have really just been making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the 9 is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the 9 have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along? These are extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it in a very different way.
It's like they're a move ahead in chess.
Weird.
What a reference. But you were mentioning, obviously the Fate Saga is one of the subjects of today. How long can we expect the Fate Saga to last?
Yeah, so the Fate Saga is going to play out over several years, and ultimately, we know where we're driving this car. We know
How
where
many
we're going
years?
with it. But the conclusion of the Edge of Fate itself
Tell us.
is going to leave you with more questions
my God.
than answers, and it's
That
going
is
to be
insane.
the catalyst into this new multi-year saga. Because we really want to
Whoa.
return Destiny to being a game about big questions, right? And so the way we think about this is about pouring jet fuel into the speculation engine of the game. So we're going to be revealing
is
a lot of
that?
ideas, a lot of concepts, and many of them we're not going to be answering immediately
my
because we're
God.
going to be telling the story over multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you
Tell us
those
how many-
expansion beats more times than we have before in the past. And so
Okay.
the Year of Prophecy kicks
What?
off with the Fate Saga, and with it, humanity is now set on a collision course with this celestial
15th?
pantheon of the system that has been here for a very, very long time. And so the Edge of Fate launches on July 15th. And then the second expansion of our Year of Prophecy is Renegades, which comes this winter. And
Yes.
then later in 2026, we've got Shattered Cycle and
What?
The Alchemist.
What?
Okay.
Yeah.
A
Oh,
lot of excitement.
Wait.
So again, the Edge of Fate.
They're
is
telling us
beginning
all
this
of them?
Long journey of this awesome vehicle
what?
that we're
What?
diving into and driving together, and it's going to take us to some new places.
That's exciting. So
They
in
told us
regards
all
to
of them?
The Edge of Fate right here in front of us. You were also nice enough to bring your
Damn.
glass.
The
something today.
Alchemist
You got some gameplay
sounds
with you,
Oh
right?
yeah, we got some
Interesting.
clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
we should show those off.
It's a
Let's
doozy.
Let's check it out.
All right.
Let's check it out.
That was crazy. I didn't expect them to tell us all that. Whoa!
Observe, connect, conceal. Guardian, I
Wait,
had a
gameplay trailer?
vision.
Oh my god.
My return. They just wanted to show us disasters.
Wait, that looks insane.
Connect.
Fallen? What?
I'm
What is that?
human anymore.
Who is that?
Who that?
Return.
Whoa, what did he just do? What did that guy just do?
No one else should know what this is.
Okay. Vex and Fallen. What the? New mechanics? What is that? Okay, we've seen that ability. I want new ability. What is that? What is that gun? What is that gun? What is that gun?
Remove your scorn.
Did they just shoot Arcanist?
What is that?
Staples?
Oh, new land? Wait, did you see that strand thing? What the heck was that?
Oh.
Oh my god, new abilities, new abilities.
Oh.
Did you see that? You can be a scream? Oh my god. Warlocks can be screams. Oh my god. Warlocks can be scorn guys. What is that? Oh, so that might be that Lodi guy, right? Oh my god.
Gives us an awful lot to go ahead and continue to dive
Yeah,
into.
tell us about the
And
abilities.
Here to help us go ahead and
What
explore
was
a little bit
that?
more of it. Everyone, you probably noticed we've been joined by someone new here on the couch.
Okay.
We are
Oh.
privileged to be joined by someone who's the originator of perhaps my favorite all-time Destiny emote, the one and only Dave,
Dave!
Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason somehow doesn't have that emote in their collection or hasn't seen you in a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I'm art director on Edge of Fate. I work with the art team to visualize the narrative and design and kind of bring it all together.
This guy is the
Lots to
goat
bring
right
together.
here.
Thank you very much for being here today. So with the Edge of Fate, it's obviously the first expansion in the Fate saga. Allison, I'd love to start with you actually. What can you tell us about the Edge of Fate?
The Edge of Fate begins with an invitation, and we are invited along with a very specific group of people to a location, to a moment in time for a very specific reason.
Good.
Very specific reason and purpose, yes. And the place that we're going to is called Kepler.
Kepler,
and
confirmed,
So you may
yep.
be saying, now Allison,
Dude,
hold on,
that
I
looks
told you
crazy.
for
Read my mind.
seconds,
Yeah.
because the Kepler I know is
That
the
is
one that's way,
insane.
way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean
Bro.
we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friend, didn't you know
That looks
if you
so
look
weird.
inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar
Yeah,
system,
the Oort cloud
you'll find
thing
a
is
little
real,
planetoid
wow.
That also happens to be named Kepler.
Dude, look at
here
that
in the world of Destiny.
design.
And
What the
that's where we're
heck?
going, to Kepler.
Super exciting. This is kind of a Robbie. We were talking kind of before the show. This is like the like a first taste.
That
of something
reminds
new,
me of,
right?
like,
Yeah, so,
Paladins,
what you're seeing here
almost.
is us just trying something new. We're expanding the universe.
You know
of
what I'm talking
Destiny,
about?
Creating new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination is about exploring a labyrinthian world that it took inspirations
It's
from
like
things like Dreaming
15
City,
different games
exotic
combined.
missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through a Metroidvania expired experience. And
Okay.
so at the heart of all of this, at the heart of the Edge of Fate, is a player-driven exploration and discovery of an
like
exotic
IO,
world
yeah.
with brand new abilities.
So actually, to even just maybe
Brand
dig a
new
little bit deeper,
abilities.
like how is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past
Tell
expansions?
us.
that we've
Show
made for
us.
Destiny?
Show them,
Yeah,
please.
so at the
now.
global scale, when
Show them.
we're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward, first off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise
What?
from D1. And so both of
What?
these expansions combined are going to be even more expansive
What is
than
that?
we've done in the past. And by delivering 2 of these a year,
Are those
we're upping the
new
complexity of
enemies?
the world and story events that really matter to players.
No, they're cooking.
The Fate saga forward. And so
No, they're actually cooking.
We're trying radical new things.
There's new,
with
like,
each
brand new
of these
Fallen
games.
faction.
So alongside
what?
this new destination,
What was that?
this
I saw
exotic world that players will explore with
Well,
brand new
what am I seeing?
abilities. We also have world tiers. And world tiers allow you
Oh my
to
God!
take on a higher level of challenge.
What is that?
destination
On the
in order
bottom?
To extract some
Yeah,
of the
that's what
best
I'm
loot,
saying. What?
Is that your
within-
ammo?
within the release? But
Is
what's
that
cool
like an
about
ammo
world
finder
tiers is
meter?
as you play through the mainline story and you play through the first couple of world tiers,
Hold on.
you're going
Oh,
to
yeah, there
unlock
is a new
bigger
ammo
world
system.
tiers. And as you're claiming these abilities,
Okay.
as you're exploring the world more, as you're discovering more within the release, you're putting these puzzle pieces together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way.
Yeah,
and
okay.
these higher world tiers in
Yeah,
the post game,
I see what
you
it
can
is.
start to
That makes
solve
sense.
these problems in different ways that you couldn't before in the original playthrough. And so alongside all of this, we're also going to have a ton of quest content that we're rethinking about how we use within the game. And so on Kepler, there's some non-linearity within the destination itself. And so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters and the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that story. And so, yeah, again, this is all about us just looking at the formulas
Was that
we've been building
Aramis?
in Destiny over the last 10 years. And some
I'm
of
so
them are really
confused.
strong, but they're due for some experimentation and some radical changes.
Brand new
And so
Fallen
that's what
faction.
you're seeing here with the first taste of Fate.
Very cool.
Yeah.
What is that, Rocky?
I love everything you just said. I was a little distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like
Yes.
exotic
Say
sniper
it.
rifle. I think
Say
I
it.
saw. Kind of recognize that.
Say it.
Oh yeah.
Some enemies with a couple really cool twists. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so,
tell
like,
me.
ball.
Tell me.
So
now.
there's multiple new
Warlocks.
abilities that your players
Tell
are
me.
going to be able to discover on Kepler that's going to make them navigate and look at the world in different ways. But the one you're talking about, Dylan, is we see it as our premier ability, the crown jewel to release, and that's called Matter Spark. And Dave has
What?
joined us, and he's helps us take the vision of the narrative and the design and the art and
minute.
smush it together in amazing experiences. And so I think Dave should talk to us more about Matter
Yeah,
Spark.
please.
Yeah. So there's this new source of energy on Kepler, this
What?
strange dark matter.
Okay.
So the Guardian binds itself to the dark matter using the arc powers within. You can think of the
Oh
dark
my
matter as
God.
a medium, and the arc is this catalyst that will allow you to completely
What?
change form. Transforming into Matter Spark lets you squeeze into tight areas.
New movement
race around
mechanics?
areas,
What is
jump over
happening?
stuff. And it
That's
also
new
allows
movement
you
tech.
to
That's like
turn
actually a
into
new
this
thing.
Basically, electric.
Do you see that
rolling
ramp?
ball of death, jolting and shocking enemies that come across your path.
So obviously, one big part movement, one big part combat. But I mean, even just in addition to that, to look a little bit wider, like how did Matter Spark all kind of influence the world?
Oh, PvP's so dead.
The team
Oh,
really had to
PvP's
rethink what
done.
it means to build a
Oh, no.
destination with these abilities.
They're gonna need to
in
disable
mind.
that in PvP. No.
It's not
A
working in
simple
PvP. No
hill
way.
becomes a ramp to get to a new space. A crack in the wall, it basically will reveal a whole new area to explore.
What?
It's also a new way to engage.
Okay,
with
they're changing
enemies.
that animation.
Instead of
That's not
taking,
gonna happen.
a bunch
They're
of
gonna change
enemies
that.
Head on, you can find a Matter Spark pad,
Stabilizing
transform,
dark matter.
turn into this electric ball
Whoa!
of death, and then just start racing around the arena, dashing
What?
over heads, and flank from behind.
What am I
and
looking-
then, really.
You can go in one by
concentrate
ones?
well on
Oh
Kepler
my
on a
God.
bad day.
As well, we
Okay.
should. It's a
Wait.
good day for us as well. So what are some of the other Kepler abilities that we'll be able to unlock while we're out there as well?
More?
Yeah, so each of these Kepler abilities are a mix of dark matter and our Guardian's powers. So we have the Relocator Cannon, which is this new
What?
fallen dark matter tech mixed with void. This is going to allow you to bypass laser walls, use these cascading relay networks, and just basically teleport.
Okay.
Okay.
What is
Another
that?
ability that we have is Matter Morph. This is dark matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able to basically push and morph and move geometry to create
This is
bridges,
game-changing.
open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is describing, and when we were thinking about building this world, it was all about hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world in a different way and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free roam, and the quest content, and beyond. But also what was really important to us is that we lean into Destiny's first-class ability gameplay. And so with Matter Spark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping, you're dashing into enemies to destroy them. You're doing giant explosions with them, with the
Okay.
Relocator Clan, and you're just blowing everything up with void explosions and graviton lance style like projectile, little seeker projectiles. And then what's really fun about Mattermorph is you can just be like throwing these strange shurikens basically to just like delete an encounter before you then like start to morph the environment around you and move to the next area. And so it's just really exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players
That's
just
crazy.
like solve puzzles and fight
That's
encounters in ways
actually
that
so
like, we don't
crazy.
even expect yet, and see how they take on the destination. And just like I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into especially the post-game experience, it's going to unlock. There's something unlocks with Matterspark that really changes the way that you can play through the entire destination.
What?
So when we're talking about dark matter,
Why are you this cryptic?
Yes.
What
we
unlocks?
have darkness abilities like Strand and Stasis already. Like, how is dark matter different?
Yeah, so dark matter and darkness are two completely separate things. They're completely different things. But dark matter does exist in our world. In the world of Destiny, we know it as being tightly connected to the Nine. It's what the Nine are actually made out of. In our world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really see it. And it wouldn't be very fun to make a destination where there's an invisible thing that you can't actually see. So lucky for us on Kepler, there's a bioluminescent
There's the
microbe
hall in the
that
background.
allows us to see all of this substance
Oh, that's
that's
cool.
impacted this world so much. It allows us to see how it's impacted the plant life, how it's impacted the behavior of the peoples that we're going to encounter, and we can see how it has been able to bring these things that are kind of unstuck in time into this current location.
I do have to put on my drifter hat for just a second and, like, what does it smell like? What does it taste like?
Yeah. Dark matter smells and tastes like bleach and math. Yeah, it's true.
Cannot wait to get that chip flavor.
Yeah.
Get it
Interesting.
with a sandwich today after.
It's zesty.
Yeah, it should be good. Actually,
Bleach
so on
and
the
math.
topic too of stuff in the trailer as well, we heard someone talking there. Can you tell us who that was?
Sure, that was Lodi.
Yep,
Lodi
yep.
is a new character that we're
Yep,
introducing.
I knew it.
Apollo, not an Apollo.
Wait,
we're
he looks like
introducing
someone-
Age of Fate.
Yeah.
Who am I thinking of?
I want to give a special shout out
It's
to
an actor.
Villalobos, who portrays Lodi and does a spectacular job. This character is fascinating.
He was
He's
in
kind of a fish out of
what is his
water,
name?
But the
It's
fun
it's
thing
like a
about
black
tropes
hair
is to
version of the
kinda
guy, and I
put a
think it's
twist on it,
Jurassic
right?
World
so
or
what
something.
If that fish that we pulled out of the water
No,
was
no, no,
the
no.
most
It's the guy from
qualified
Thor
fish to
Ragnarok.
be pulled out
That's who
into
it
the
is.
air.
Down for anything.
It's the
It's down
freaking
for anything.
Grand
And
Master
what
guy.
if that fish was
It's him,
kind
but
of
with black
made
hair.
to be pulled out of
That's
the
who he
water?
looks like.
What the
I don't
heck?
want to give away too much because this character is way
Someone
more
tell me
fun for
that's
the
a
players to
Spanish
figure out
dad,
what
oh.
his deal is. But I will say that Lodi is very, very
Jeff Goldblum.
Very fair, very exciting.
That's
I do have to
crazy.
call out too, before we started
Wait.
this, you and Robbie were talking about how Lodi is like
Nerd.
a notice me
Oh
character.
yeah. Robbie wanted a senpai.
I
yeah.
did.
Okay,
I
so we're
wanted
getting
someone that I
actual
just wanted to
characters
spend a
now.
bunch of
Nice.
time with on this new adventure we're going on.
Yeah, a friend that we can look up to.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. Notice me.
Notice
Notice
me
me.
Lodi.
Yeah, of course,
He
it
will,
writes
he will.
itself, or rather, Allison does. So, with regards to the characters as well, so is it a whole new cast of characters in the Edge of Fate?
No, we're going to see some new faces like Lodi and other characters, but we're also going to see some familiar ones too. Ikora is here. The stakes
Oh,
are high
Ikora's
enough
here?
that she's here investigating what's going on.
That's-
and
that's
as it
Aura.
turns out, in one of our major mysteries, she's kind of at the center of it. She was invited here, as was Lodi. Same as we were.
Why is he-
All of it's kind of tied together.
It's so weird.
So the way, oh, if I can,
No, no,
yeah,
please.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
please,
like
yeah.
the way we think about this is about all these characters, their fates are intertwined.
The
in some
noise
way.
on that
There's
on her
there's
hair,
puppet matches
dude,
that
on
were
the
put in place
cutscene.
for a very,
It's so
very,
bad.
very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so, as a guardian and these characters involved, they're going to have to decide if they're fight your fate. Like that's what we think about. For these individuals, that's what they're going to have to go through and determine about how they can stand up to this new conflict that is surrounded by the Nine, because they are fated to be here. And what does that mean for them, and what does that mean for their future and the future of Soul itself? So.
So, with regard to these new characters and this world we find ourselves in, was there anything about that setting, or in particular, that really influenced the creation, rather, of this world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun facts. First off, if you've been paying attention to Destiny over the last week or so, you already know that there's been people on Kepler for a long time. That's an old-ass computer that you were putting those numbers into. We also know that the Vex are here. They're studying the Nine, because it turns out the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. as Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver. And kind of most importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the 3 dimensions that we can know and see and touch are very close to the realm that the 9 live in. And that means some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
Exciting.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so we've been talking about invitations throughout this, and we need to call out an invitation that's actually going to be waiting in the game after this is over. Rite of the 9 begins today.
Yeah.
So I believe we have a trailer to show.
Yeah, you were nice enough to bring a trailer along. I'll go ahead and give it a look really
Yeah,
quickly.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes. 3 difficulties. The Giver is the big person, I guess. The House of Exile. Okay, so they added Banes to the dungeons. Getting off. See you later.
Hopping off.
Yep, wiping to a supernova. I do like the redesigns on the weapons. Oh, that glaive is so clean, actually.
Yummy.
Rite of the 9.
Chill.
The Giver.
All right, so that's Rite of the 9, which is our essential prologue story for the Edge of Fate. And these 3 dungeons
so it's canon.
that are featured in this event are free for all
Interesting.
players starting today. And so what's really important about this is that these dungeons are both for veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders, people who've been in these places a lot, but also new guardians who have never stepped into a dungeon before, right? What was really important for us when we were developing Rite of the 9 was that we were changing the formula on how we can think about how we can welcome even more people into these experiences. And so you're going to be able to go in solo, buffed up, and explore a dungeon by yourself, or go in match-made with other fire team members shoulder to shoulder
I
for
like
the very first
matchmaking.
time. But don't worry, because we also have that
That's
higher
really
level
good.
challenge for our veteran, our hardcore dungeon crawlers, where you're going to be able to earn the
Contest.
best possible loot, exclusive rewards, and also an exclusive title as part of Rites of
A
the Night.
title? Oh, we're
What's also
grinding
really
it.
important about this event for
we're
the
grinding it.
prologue for
Oh,
the
we're
Edge of Fate
grinding
is that
it.
it really reintroduces the emissary into the game, and you're going to learn
I did not
why
expect her to
job
just leave
is,
her
is pretty
freaking
crappy,
9
and
body. That was
why
crazy.
she quits at the top of the Edge of Fate, like we saw at the beginning of this show.
That's
And
actually
so,
insane.
Andy, we've been talking a bunch about how our Destiny expansions are changing the formula for Destiny going forward. So now I think it's time for us to start talking about how the core hobby of Destiny is changing going forward. The day-to-day of playing Destiny, week-over-week experience. And we've got someone else on the couch here to help us talk about that.
We have an expert in that very subject now who has gone ahead and joined us on the couch. We are now joined by the one and only Mr. Ben Womack, creative director here on Destiny. Ben, how's it going, man?
Hey, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here. There's a lot to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
There is a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good conversation we have coming up.
Yes.
But before we get into that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah. So I'm the Destiny 2 creative director for the core game, or the core hobby.
Core
as we call
game.
it.
Here
And
we go.
It has to do with
This is the big
all
one.
parts of the game, everything from Edge of Fate, through our seasons,
Big stuff.
through the fundamental systems. And in particular, like Robbie's saying, I've been focusing on thinking about the kind of building blocks of Destiny 2 and getting those like not only stood up but also transformed and iterated
Say
on
it.
and some really
Say
exciting
it.
new
You know
places.
you want to.
Let's go ahead and just start at the top. Can you tell us a little bit about what like the core formula of Destiny is changing and why?
Yes, so I think we need to start with the why first, because it's important to think about what is Destiny, what is great about Destiny. And Destiny is best when you have like awesome chases that you're excited about, you have really cool, powerful builds to make, and there's a mountain to climb that's right in front of you that you want to climb. You're like, I want that mountain, it looks pretty cool. And the thing that is not always true right now in Destiny is like it doesn't feel as streamlined as it could. Players don't have as much agency. We want to be player driven, we want to be more rewarding than we are. Because right now there are barriers to playing Destiny like in the best way. And those barriers are insurmountable sometimes. So think about that whole
Agreed.
picture of, okay, what is the Destiny that we really want, that has been in the past, that we also want to get back to, and where we want to go for the future? That's where all the changes you're going to see have started, like at their inception point. So it's a big piece of the pie.
Massive updates coming across so many systems of the game, and we're just getting in, digging into the surface.
Yeah. I mean, to that same end, then, how are we making it easier, pardon me, to go ahead and just get straight into the fun?
Oh, no, let's do it, because that's exactly what we want to do. And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny with Edge of Fate, you're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say open directory, it's going to say open portal. And the portal is our new front page of the game.
Okay, show us the
trying to get
updated
you
one.
the fun as fast as possible, and as few clicks
Oh
as we
yes,
can.
that is what I'm talking about right there.
So that it's like right to
That
you
looks
there,
great.
No fumbling around with the map to get to it, really.
That looks
And
really good.
We're also taking other big parts of the game, the ritual game and for seasons, and putting them into these ops categories. So the
That
idea is
looks
that we're
really
having different
good.
ops for different
Baby,
moves.
ready to carry me.
We're having solo ops,
Event,
we're
sharpshooter.
have a bunch of fire team ops, we have pinnacle ops,
Seasonal
and of course
hub,
we have
okay.
crucible ops, still super important for the game.
Yeah. I mean, to
solo
start
ops.
off at the
Haha,
top,
no
can you tell us a
gambit.
little bit more about what solo ops
Oh yeah, yeah.
entails?
So solo ops is
Yep,
exactly what
rolled.
it says on the tin. It is a bunch of activities that are made for solo players, and the conception point
Good.
of that
We need those.
was we want to make activities for players who have a smaller amount of time that they want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have like dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play
Wait,
for
that
10 to
is
15
so
minutes
nice.
and get some real
I like
progress.
Get some loot.
Yeah,
It like
get some
streamlines
loot
the weekly
and push your
rotator
character
into one
forward and feel like,
screen.
yeah, no, I played some
That's
testing, that
actually
was
so
great.
nice.
And even if you don't feel like playing with other people, that's fine, because we have an activity type that is designed for one player.
Excellent. So, I mean,
That's
to that same
so
end,
good
what are
for
some other
solo
ways
players.
that we can play and have fun using Portal as well?
Yeah, so Robbie actually has a great way of talking about this. So.
Yeah, some of the North Star that is what we talk about when we were developing the portal early on was like, where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more
that's an
personal drive to
insanely
figure
good
out
change.
how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the portal at your fingertips in one place. It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside of that category is any of those categories is gonna help you make progress. And so, because we want Destiny to be welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back to the game to join us with the Edge of Fate. And we also want this to be like a new even playing field for everyone. And so, as part of this is a commitment from us as part of the core
Weapons look
hobby
good.
and all the seasonal content we're building, that we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating this over time for years to come. And so, you're asking me directly, like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both of these are more around playing with other fire team members, shoulder to shoulder, where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too, but then pinnacle ops are more about those really long form or more challenging kind of focused activities like exotic missions, for instance. And so, and then the one thing we haven't talked about yet very deeply, but is incredibly important, and it's something that I think we've done for the first time like ever, or maybe since early D1.
It's kind of a return to form. in a lot of ways,
You're going to be able to experience the entirety of the power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP, right?
Oh.
So this means like, if you want to be sweaty, Andy, which like I know
I
you,
do.
Dylan too. I know you're that way, right? Like I know
Collision,
both of y'all. Like
slow
you don't put the
capture.
sweatbands on, you're going to be able to play the entire experience in the season here and earn some of the highest tier loot that's also available in the game.
It's good
I
for
have
PvP
to say, this
players.
is like super exciting because like my player type or other folks out in the community, like they want to go in, they want to jam on PvP, but then their friends invite them to do a dungeon or a higher tier activity, and they're like, oh wait, I need to grind a long time to get up to power. Now through PvP, they can get up to power, and you can just bring them into that PvE experience and have a fun time with each other.
That's
Also
great.
how I primarily played
actually.
D1, so I'm really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core, obviously, of what you guys are talking about, play the way you want to play, is at the center of all of it. What if I really
What's
want
up,
to challenge
JM?
myself, push myself?
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's important to us.
Yeah. So,
Depth is important to us.
well, death, but also success.
Yes,
and
that's
creation
true.
from
Yeah,
it.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we really want to give agency. That's one of the things. Player
They
agency,
love the word
player-driven
agency.
towards loot and challenges. So we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system. We have a lot more difficulty levels, and we have a ton of new
Whoa.
modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers.
Oh.
Holy moly!
That we've
My
Grandmaster
brain
Austin,
is hurting.
that are
What
gonna
is
give
that?
this big curated web of options for you to
Oh.
experience
Wow.
any of the PvE content in the curator. And so, like, we have Banes, not just old Banes that we have, but new
What
Banes
is-
as well. We also
I
have
don't-
boons to help you with
Ultimate?
advantages,
There's a new
activities,
difficulty
and
over
your build. We
Grandmaster.
have challenges.
Ultimate,
and
we just don't
trade-offs,
die. They gonna
and
look at it.
Oh wow, we're
and
getting
we're
one
going
shot
to
by
get these
everything.
different combinations
Oh,
that
no.
are available.
Ultimate?
Make a mix
Okay.
that's actually going to change the way you play and be pretty
All right,
interesting.
man.
And sometimes the way you
Ultimate
prefer
is
you play.
crazy.
Like there's a new boon called Grappler that I personally love. It's kind of my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple grenades, replacing your current grenade. You can't do the melee, but they recharge super fast.
New
So
difficulty?
any build you want, you could now Spider-Man around any map.
What?
It's super fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I mean, like, what's at the heart of what Ben is talking about
What?
is what we kind of call the virtuous cycle, right? Where you're going to be crafting your build, tinkering with the activity, looking
you
at
get
like how
grapple
you can
on
earn
anything?
a higher tier of reward by taking on higher challenges. And as you earn better loot, you're looking towards that next mountain to climb just ahead of you all the time. And so this is really about how far you want to push yourself upwards within the portal itself. But also, we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right? That's the depth of the challenge that we're talking about. That's also, but we're also thinking about the people who don't have as much time to play with like solo ops, and also if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared of customizing these activities.
Or you just don't feel
or
like
you just don't
it
feel like
today.
doing it. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you. We have a bunch of quick play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and fire team ops.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And we have fire team finder, and so you're able to like
Okay.
really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
Oh yeah, we
you know?
technically have matchmaking across every activity that exists.
Except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right, right.
But yes,
Yeah.
otherwise,
but in the fire
aside
teams
from
or
that
pinnacle
one.
ops, it's everything.
Yeah, you'll have options to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as hard as you want it to
That's
now,
true, yeah,
which is
yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about like all the different boons and combinations. I think at one point you were saying around 50 or something like that. Those
50 new
apply-
ones.
50 new ones.
Yeah.
So it's like you can take those into solo ops. Like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized
Okay.
activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want Weenie Hut Jr., I want like esoteric level solo hardest thing in the world, like you can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it from the very start if you
Oh,
really want to.
dude, the content.
Depends on how deep you want to go.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, the
Yeah,
content
and the point
opportunities
is that
with
you're
that.
going to like stretch that far, and we want the reward to feel like worthwhile.
Yeah.
And-
Yeah, you want to feel like as you're pushing yourself, you are rewarded for it. That is something that's really important
Okay.
to the vision here for the portal.
Rewards, huh?
Rewards. There are a lot of rewards, aren't there?
It's funny you mentioned it. Yeah,
Yes.
we've got Banes, boons,
Show
modifiers,
us
but let's talk
the
about gear
loot.
for a little bit here.
Yeah.
I
What's
want
changing about
loot.
and why should Guardians care?
Yeah, so like talking about chases and mountains and builds, like gear's at
Where
the
is
center
it?
of all of that. And we actually have 2 giant gear changes. I'm gonna like put in 2 little buckets for us to talk about.
Yep.
The first one is armor 3.0, and
Yeah,
the
we
next
know
one
about this.
is gear tiers. And so like talking about armor
We know about
3.0
this too.
first, we are probably making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep.
It's
around
huge.
the system. It's
Yeah,
enormous.
It's a huge
Oh,
Yeah, so like we're adding set
Health per
bonuses,
orb?
which is a long requested feature for all the new armor that you're going to be able
Whoa.
to get at Edge of Fate launch, and we're redoing all the
My
stats
brain
on
hurts!
Armor, where they can now like exceed 100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100 for
Armor
extra
set bonus? Oh,
bonuses.
yeah, that's gonna
And
be
We're
crazy.
every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away.
Huh.
And it's going to essentially like. There's more features actually that I could talk about, but I don't think I'm allowed to.
Fair. Well,
This is a lot
something
of
that we
stuff.
can't talk about too. You mentioned gear tiers as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single legendary weapon and armor that you can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5.
That's so
And, like
good.
we have a
Thank you.
5 gear
Thank you
tier
for
5
doing
piece
this.
of legs armor on the screen right now, and you can see that like this is like looks really cool with iconography.
They're
but it also has
resetting
tons of
power level,
stats,
by the
and-
way.
Oh, look, what's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy there?
Yeah, their energy.
Ben?
Yeah, that energy says 11,
Ah.
and
Back
it's
to day
true.
one.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for the higher tier armor, and so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities, it does like give you some new options you never had before. You're gonna have to challenge yourself to get more higher tier armor and keep on going to get yet more higher
Wow.
tier armor to get those options.
Yeah. And this is also not something that's just relegated to armor, right? When it comes to weapons, they're obviously getting their own refresh as well.
Yes,
I mean, What's Destiny without chasing some?
You read
hot
my mind.
weapons?
Yeah, like weapons
seriously.
are part of the player identity. You know, some people like have a gun that they love.
You
and
got fashion, and then you have gunplay,
that's
right?
true, though we do have fashion for your guns a bit now.
Hey.
Well, so
All right.
because once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. It's like essentially a completely different look that's going to
Oh.
immediately identify it to you and
Oh
others
my
that
dear
this is the
God.
highest tier
I
gear
like
this-
that.
All
this guy
maxed out,
It's gonna show
enhanced
the weapon,
on
it's gonna
every
show
slot.
on the icon. It's even going to show when
With
you're killing
6
using
perks.
that weapon because there's
What?
unique kill effects for different weapons
Okay.
that you can turn on or off if you don't want
So
it.
we're turning the
If
sliders all
gameplay
up
will,
now.
like, show that,
Okay,
no, yeah, the
got it.
weapon that is being used is like the highest tier you can get.
Yeah, Giver's Blessing, which I think we have on screen right now. This is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I cannot put this thing down.
it's so good.
Yeah, when we're playing through the Edge of Fate right now, And it's what's really exciting about it for me is that like when you see that tier 5 drop, like you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making Destiny easier to just jump in, find the fun,
really
make it
nice.
accessible, but also create more depth. You know, this is what we're thinking about. It's like how can we just make immediate, like you understand, like okay, this is probably better than the thing I have right now, depending on what gear tier it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good example of how much time and effort is being put into these game systems to make them more like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0, we have so many new boons, we have a bunch of new stuff. And after 10 years of Destiny, this is going to flip some stuff on its head. So, I mean, we're going to have a bunch of blog content. We're going to have interviews with Robbie, with Ben, with more folks across the team that have been working on this. And then we'll also be elevating our creator community when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun time. But ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio, giving feedback early on some of these systems so they can be more approachable. And we're looking forward to all the feedback that's going to be coming after launch too. Like this is again one of our first steps into something, and then the community and we are going to build something amazing.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much feedback we've gotten from the community summits we've been running over the last year for the Edge of Fate, and just people reaching out to the community teams and others to us. Like your feedback is invaluable. So like seriously, like thank you so much. We're making this game together ultimately.
Yeah, it's incredibly important part of the process. Like I don't think we would be able to make what we do without it.
Yeah. Working with the community is obviously a core part. Dylan, huge thanks to you and your team, obviously, for helping to lead that charge. And in advance for the big blogs you get to write. And then also our social media team will go ahead and get out the door, so go ahead and give us a follow.
I think, Ben, you were saying you wanted to try to break the record for longest twid?
I'm more predicting we are.
Yeah. So
it's not about try, it's the state of things.
It's going to be a multi-month journey as we head towards launch. So.
Yeah, be a good time. But, you know, we've been talking a lot about the core Destiny hobby. How does that extend into like how players are going to experience like a full year of Destiny?
Yeah, so we've been focusing on improving and changing the formula of Destiny in multiple ways. And so progressing through the Fate Saga is going to be more meaningful with 2 expansions a year. We've been talking about how focusing more seasons and on the core hobby of Destiny and the commitment to continually updating it. And in addition, we're going to have 2 free major updates between each of our major expansions coming in the Year of Prophecy and beyond. And so ultimately that means there's 4 big beats happening in a year, 2 expansions, 2 free major updates between those expansions. So what that means we're not doing is paid seasonal content anymore. We're not doing separate seasonal storylines. And this also means we're not building a bunch of activity content that basically just goes away and is less meaningful to the game after 3 months. So we're instead focusing all of that effort that used to go there instead into building up the core hobby of the game so the core hobby stays fresh and exciting, you know, year round. And so ultimately, this means no more paywalls for seasonal content, and also these major updates themselves that I'm signposting around right now. The size of them, roughly, and the inspiration for them, we're thinking about is like Into the Light.
Okay.
So when you say like Into the Light, for folks that aren't out there, like what for a major update? How big is that? Like how do you encapsulate that?
So when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is like the inspiration of what it was. And with Into the Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building within it, but also a lot of the reprise stuff as well. And also, you know, with it came Onslaught, a new type of activity. It came with reprised exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do like a rad style event, a raid event with the Pantheon. And so for our first major update coming a few weeks after the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron. Right? And so with Ash and Iron, we're going to be returning to the Plague Lands.
Returning to the Plague Lands.
What?
It's going to happen.
What?
And so that's
Wait, what?
going to pick up from where we left off.
Where?
Fate. And with it, we're going to have a new activity called Reclaim, a brand new exotic mission, new types of pinnacle ops entering that for the first time, as well as, of course, what's Destiny without loot to chase? We've got new gear.
Don't
new
do this to
rewards,
me.
And 2 new exotic weapons as part of Ash and Iron as well. And again, this major update and all the seasonal content going forward is free for all players. All the activity content that exists in the portal, that's free to play.
Very nice. So even to actually go one quick layer 2 deeper on seasons as well, what are some of the cool things that we're going to be able to do with the season that's launching alongside the Edge of Fate?
Yeah, Ben has been working on this space with the team for a while now, so I'm going to kick this one.
You can't just say that and move on.
We're trying to anytime.
You're not explaining anything. Everything look cool, but then
one of the ways we want to do that is we want to invest in events that are like accelerating the game and enhancing every part of the game, but also bringing in cool stuff. And actually, we've been working on this so long, we actually have some new cool stuff coming before the Edge of Fate.
It's a special little treat.
Yeah, special little treat. So this Friday, you can play a little event, maybe you've heard of it, called Heavy Metal.
Oh, Ramen's ready
Tanks
for this
versus
one.
Briggs,
oh, yeah.
mode.
There it
really
is.
Fun. I would kind of wish
There
I
it
was playing
is.
right now, not gonna lie.
On Friday.
But the thing that people at home don't know is we have a new
Coins?
reward. That's a unique thing in Destiny if you invest in this event, if you go and play. And it is a free-to-play event, so this reward is free-to-play.
You can't
It
just
is
say
a
the
new
plague lands and then
combat
just not
vehicle
say
that goes
anything
with your
after
spreader
that.
sled.
Yeah,
Combat
like,
spreader,
what?
if you will, called the Griffin. And
What?
This is a really cool, like, combat-ready vehicle you can take anywhere you can.
New vehicle is interesting.
And use it to fight your enemies and just have a really good time. And there's some
Wait.
really cool. There's some really cool build crafting.
A
things
combat
with
vehicle?
This, vehicle that I don't want to spoil right now that we'll discover, but I'm super excited for it.
They all thought they were going to ride those skimmers forever.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we've been saying like,
What?
was it? Skimmer is Flash and the Griffin is Splash.
Wait a minute.
There we go.
Yeah.
The dad joke quota has been met.
We got to get one in.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Yeah. But
I guess we're grinding this
for us, don't
weekend.
you?
Oh yeah. So like I just said, there's more events that
Yeah.
we've been making. There's one that's going to happen right after the launch of Edge of Fate. It's called Arms Week, and it's a 1 week long event. And you're going to be
Arms
focusing
Week?
on one weapon archetype in Arms Week whenever it comes around. And this one is going to give you a new legendary weapon of that type. It's going to have some volatile mods that
Oh.
are there for the week that are going to be super interesting and fun
Okay,
to
so we
play
got
with
Arms
and some
Week now
focusing
instead of
you can
Arms
do.
Day.
But
Heck
there
yeah.
is a problem when you say this event is going to be about weapons and about using them.
Yeah, you gotta have a place to test all that out.
Right,
Oh.
and
Yeah,
so I mean, I've been doing that in EDZ this whole time. I don't know about the rest of you,
Those poor dregs.
right?
Yeah.
But there is a new way now. We have a new feature, a long requested feature that is being added to the game with Arms Week. It is the shooting range. And the shooting range
Yes,
is being added
it's real.
to the tower.
Yes, they added.
Permanent
Thank God!
with the lock box,
Finally!
not taken away.
Finally!
You can go there
It's
and
been
do
5 years! Finally!
Everything about your build.
They did it!
With all sorts of simulations. of
Oh
different
my
types
God!
of
I'm more
enemies
excited
and
about that than the
situations,
DLC.
and it's all
Oh
real
my
time.
God!
Finally.
Oh, we got the tribute hall back
Scoreboard.
after
And your
5
fire.
years.
Yeah, your whole
Oh
range
my
is
God.
gonna go down to the
God.
shooting range.
Oh my God!
See
Thank
exactly
you,
how well you can
Bungie.
do
It has damage
this
numbers.
range or
Oh
whatever.
my God! Oh
Yeah,
my
well,
God!
You're gonna know that it's
They
really
listen.
It's not just a shooting range. Like you can.
Oh,
go beyond
yes.
fire and use your abilities too.
Oh!
totally can. And like if you
Oh
wanted to,
man!
you could, even
They
take a
listened.
Prismatic and pop Transcendence and try that out. And well, I think the reason why
Oh,
we're not
for
seeing
it,
that right
you
now is
can
because it's a Titan.
Yeah, it's a good soldier.
Oh my God!
Stand
They
on
did
that
it.
side.
Yes, sir, we're fine.
All about building that line and standing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
A lot of theory crafters are going to have to go ahead and have some upheavals to their Google Docs, I'm guessing. right?
This will be a really good tool. Like as we're adding all of these different systems with gear tiering and all of that, you can go in and check those
Oh
damage
my
numbers in real time. Like
They
how
made
do
a
my
better
stats
tribute
change?
hall.
How are
Thank
these
you.
Different gear bonuses going to affect my gameplay.
yeah.
You can see it in the tower now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about weapons,
Oh!
yeah,
Oh!
one more thing, right?
Yeah, no,
Oh,
there's one
they
more
did
thing,
it.
you're excited.
That's all I care about.
There's
I'm
more
happy.
events, of course
I don't
there's more
care.
events, and the holiday
did it.
events are
I'm
coming
done.
forward. Solstice is right around the corner.
It's
as well.
summertime, right?
It's summertime.
I'm
it's
good.
Solstice time in Destiny 2. And Solstice has some really cool twists and such that we're planning, but I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to show you all the new hollow foil treatment we have for Solstice
Oh,
weapons.
hollow
What?
foils?
So here we go. This is the hollow
Yo!
foil for Solstice in 2025.
Ooh.
It is
Yo!
it's amazing every time I look at it.
Yeah.
It is an ocean.
Wait, that's so
and
clean.
the line. Yeah,
That's so
we put the
cool.
ocean on a gun.
Oh.
How did we do that? It's beautiful. I
Wait,
love it.
that's so cool.
Any kind of weapon that drops for this event can have a hollow foil.
Yeah,
no
so
matter
it
what
can
No,
be
but I hope you know
Chuan
we're
or two.
grinding
Yeah,
that.
any
Exactly.
weapon can have a
Oh.
hollow
Yeah,
foil.
Oh, we're
like
grinding
tier
that.
5 hollow foil.
Oh.
You know, like that's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
a chase.
We are.
Our other events will also have hollow foils.
Yeah, like Arms Week you're talking
Arms Week
about.
will have its own hollow foil.
Okay.
Treatment. Like we're every event, a major event we have will have a hollow foil treatment. The holidays will have their own kind of special one, but yeah, Arms Week will have their hollow foil
Good.
drops that you can farm as well.
Actual animations on
No, it's
weapons.
going to be a good time. I'm going to have way too much stuff to chase down, so appreciate you guys putting all the hard work in, obviously, for that. But I believe we've got one more thing.
Yeah, I mean, we've
Oh,
been talking a lot
frick.
about here are the free updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff, Edge of Fate.
What do we got?
But we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to talk about
right,
it.
yeah.
She's the best one to talk
Yeah,
What?
We've got
Oh.
Something very exciting, and so once again, Allison, thank you for taking
What?
the time to join us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm
Lightsabers.
so excited to be the one more thing.
Please.
Yeah, it's a
Please.
tradition around here, so we're glad
Please.
you obviously go ahead and lead us into this one. But you
Please be
so
lightsabers.
We've talked about the Edge of Fate, but this is the first year we're going to be doing 2 expansions
Yeah.
over the course of a year. can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah,
Oh
so
my-
we're going to have a dedicated reveal for Renegades in September alongside our major update, Ashen Iron. But earlier we were talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting and innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate. What I can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about it later, is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more.
Oh.
But more importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to
Star
kind of tee
Wars.
it up first. So
We know it.
Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate Saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come.
Oh.
It is an essential
Okay.
Fate Saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired
Yes.
Bungie from the start.
Oh.
Yes.
A universe that all of us here on the couch grew up with, as well as
Yes.
everyone else at the studio and millions of you back at
Yes.
home too. It is
Yes.
a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so
Ship
I am
battles,
absolutely
please.
thrilled to be able to
Space
give our
battles,
first
please.
sneak peek at Destiny 2
Sneak
Renegades.
peek.
Oh, sneak peek.
Wait,
Ooh.
they're showing it? Oh my god! Oh my god! What? Wait, we're getting the trailer?
Oh.
Wait, why is it Star Wars music? Wait. Oh my god! It's actually effects. Oh!
Oh, yo.
Oh! Oh! What's going on?
Oh my god.
What?
Wait, what?
Hey, I saw Lucasfilms on the bottom too.
Okay, Robbie, what did we just see?
What?
Yeah, so that's Renegades, which is coming out this December. And to really drive it home here, Renegades is a
Disney about to see
one-of-a-kind.
this.
Wait, are we
Destiny
going to
character,
Tatooine?
Right? And just like
Are
we
we?
on the Destiny
Wait,
team
what
have
is
taken
happening?
Inspiration from other genres
some
like
cease
dark
and desist
fantasy
real
or
quick.
cosmic horror.
Who? How
Renegades
did they
takes
get
the
this
space
money?
Western vibe
How?
and aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately, it's created a new lawless frontier that is emerging within Seoul. And so, like, we're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today, and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside the free major update with Ashen Iron. But right now, today, we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner with the Edge of Fate.
Absolutely. No, I heard a lot of calendars get
What?
now on September, but
Hopefully.
no, super excited to share more of that in the future. But that actually leads us to the conclusion of today's show, which again we covered a lot.
There's
in
been a lot today.
Yeah, this has
Yeah.
been a
Like
big
a few
show.
things.
Yeah.
Honestly, no, we.
Oh my God,
let's
take
go
my
ahead and
money
quickly
right now.
double check. We obviously
Where's
went
the
to,
pre-order?
The Year of Prophecy.
Where?
Go ahead and kick off on July 15th, and this kicks
Where?
off a brand new multi-year Fate Saga and our new focus on the core hobby of Destiny.
Where?
The first expansion, The Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid launching on July 19th.
Okay.
Lightsaber
So
with
you're going through a
eager
lot of
edge.
information. We already covered that.
Oh, yeah.
But
Oh
like,
my
you can't just.
God. Oh,
sneak in
no.
a raid game. We have a new raid coming
Yeah.
with the expansion.
Wait, who?
July 19th.
What?
We're
July
gonna
19th.
have a bunch of blogs.
It's on
We're gonna have rules,
Saturday.
regulations, all that kind of stuff for our
Oh.
raid race.
Of course.
We invite everybody to come in, try to go.
It's
for
on
that world
Saturday
first time.
again.
And yeah, I mean, just stay tuned for more details. We're not going to spoil anything. It's a raid. We got to keep it secret.
Yeah,
But,
absolutely.
Yeah, everybody mark your calendars.
Yeah, Bungie.net is the place to go ahead and learn more. And again, follow our social media channels. Do us a
Wow.
favor. So in addition to that, again, as we noted, Ashen Iron, our first free major update, will be launching on September 9th. Renegades, very exciting, will be launching in December.
Oh my-
And then keep an eye again on our social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're available. But as far as today goes, the Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now. Now, pre-ordering for starters, the
Link
Ultimate
it!
Edition,
Link it!
go ahead
Right
and
now!
check The new Land
Link it!
Beyond.
New
I'm
Land
buying it.
and Beyond.
Land.
that
Take
exotic
it all
sniper.
now.
I can't wait.
All my money.
That'll be unlockable. In
Oh
addition
my
to
God,
several
take
other
it.
Goodies. And also,
Every last
we've
dollar.
also got a collector's edition that'll be available. You can see here on screen.
Oh my
an
God!
awful lot of very cool stuff, including this cool statue that you may have noticed here that's been sitting with us on stage. This is one that you can go ahead and add to your collection as well. But
We're getting
that's
actual
not
Star
all.
Wars
Mr.
expansion.
Allison?
We got the writing team got a little excited on this one. We put a lot
Oh!
of lore goodies into this collector's edition. So like that weird metal thing, that weird envelope, boy, weird. Wonder what's up with that.
Just decorative
You should
points?
probably read it. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do a dramatic reading.
Yeah, we should go downstairs immediately after this.
really
Oh yeah, right after this.
Count me in. And then again, too, as far as today goes, Rite of the Nine. This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate, and like all of our events moving forward, is going to be a free to all players. So make sure and go ahead and check that out when that arrives. And before the show wraps up, make sure and stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating our good friend Sammy Cat as well. So go ahead and give her a follow. Tell her we said hello in chat. Pardon me. If you have any Twitch Prime subs or anything like that, go ahead and do us a favor. Drop it over there and check out her stream. She's going to be having a good time. But that concludes it for us here today. So for starters, huge thanks to my teammates here for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, yeah. Robbie, Allison, Dylan.
What?
Of course, there we go. We got Ben. And
What
of
is
course,
that?
Mr. Dave Samuel. Thank you all so much for being here today.
Ah!
And then, of course, to the crew that puts all this on.
Why did they show that?
This doesn't happen by accident. Thank you.
It
all
doesn't
so
come
much
out
for
till
all the hard work
winter!
and, dealing with me on these last couple of days.
Ah!
And of course, to everyone at home, to all of our guardians out there in the community, thank you. It's a tremendous privilege to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on early, and it matters only if you guys show up and join us. So we really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed. And otherwise, in the meantime, until we see you again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all Starside.
Bungie!
What is this game?
Ooh, take my money now! Where is the store?